the break, we're going to learn why the largest single gathering of international baccalaureate teachers is taking place right here in D.C.
Welcome back to Great Day, Washington.
Well, your neighborhood school is hopefully a place where students can jumpstart the rest of their lives by thinking and learning about the world beyond Washington. Well, many schools in our area, Chris, they are doing this through a special program called the International Baccalaureate. And here to tell us more is Phil Evans of the IB organization and DC French teacher, Yvette Brown. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bienvenue.
Merci beaucoup.
Tell us about the IB.
The IB, do you want to?
IB is an international program around the world. We have more than 4,000 schools, and in the DMV we have about 140 schools with 4 programs from pre-K all the way through to the 12th grade, either a college prep program or a program that prepares kids for careers.
Can any school be an IB school?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we have standards and practices that schools have to meet, but we have a lot of public schools. In fact, most of our schools are actually public schools, and we take them through a 3-year process to become an authorized school where we coach them and we consult with them and guide them.
Now, how does the regular high school diploma differentiate from the International Baccalaureate? Because when I studied abroad in college, the kids there, they seem to be going after their back and not even worried about their high school diploma. So is this something that American students need to be thinking about, the differences of?
Well, I think the difference is that in the United States we both have the IB diploma that they get through the diploma program, and there's also their high school diploma that they have. We're just not in a place right now in the United States where we just have one or the other. It's both. And so what the IB does for our diploma program, it really prepares the students for the rigor of college, because they have to complete a 4,000-word essay as their project in the diploma program. And so it's very, very challenging for them, but they always rise to the challenge. And so
we teach kids how to connect knowledge too. There's also a core course called the Theory of Knowledge, where they question how we know what we know. And then they connect that in each of their courses of study. And it's a very well-rounded program in that sense. So, you have to study math, science, art, literature, and language is a very big and important part. And Yvette teaches in the middle years program for the 6th grade through to 10th grade.
And I think that one of the things that we do is we try to connect subject matters. And so I teach French, but I also teach math. And so
you teach math in French?
In the French class. And so they're like, how are we doing math right now? And so we talk to them about the metric system. And so they ask, like, why don't we use the metric system in the US?
That's a really good question, right?
And so we teach them how to bridge different subjects, and then we also teach them how to think for themselves and then how to learn. And so it's not about us just teaching them something, it's about us teaching them like the love of learning, and then to inquire about everything and be reflective about it as well.
If you have a 4,000-word project you have to bring the math department to actually count that. So that actually makes sense. It's funny because just by listening to you, it sounds like the kids are actually learning to ask better questions.
Right. Like as a teacher, especially as an IB teacher, I don't want to learn for my students. Like, I want them to learn, and I want them to challenge themselves and to push past like the surface level and to start asking the deeper questions, because the whole IB is about being global minded. And so they shouldn't just think about their community. They need to think about who they are, what their identity is, and then how they can use who they are to help the greater world. And so it's not just about my immediate community, but about the world community and how I can impact that in a beneficial way.
Service learning is a really big part of that, and they do incredible projects that are really reaching into the community and thinking about natural disasters or homelessness or aged care and bringing life to people who are in aged care facilities and taking artwork to them and things like that. It's something
I have students who for the past 3 years created their own club, and so on Mondays they meet and they just create artwork, and with that artwork once a month they take it to local convalescence homes or to nursing homes, to people who can't get out of the hospital, so they bring something, and those are the people that maybe don't have family that visit them, and so using talents that they have, they try to serve their community to people like that they might not necessarily identify with otherwise.
Awesome.
Yeah, 2 of the reasons why our kids are smarter these days. Thank you so much for being on Great Day, Washington.
Yeah, and good luck at your conference. I know you're trying to teach other educators how to do the same thing that you're doing. Absolutely. So thank you for that.
Thank you.